I forgot to film an intro and outro for this video, so you're just gonna have to deal with my voiceover for now, but I promise I will get better. But this video is a courthouse setting, and it's to free the villagers versus to keep them enslaved, and yeah, that's about it. Enjoy the video though.
All right. The amount of blasphemy that has been said about colleagues, specifically in the server, these past couple of hours is quite atrocious. Quite atrocious.
Objection. Blasphemy isn't the word we're looking for. It's slander.
Yep.
Slander. Thank you. Anyway.
We should totally do it.
Well,
You're not a god, dude.
Some people here in this server believe that villagers have the same rights or should have the same rights as people in this. Oh, I'm actually keeping that one. But anyway, some people believe that in this server they should have the same rights as us players. So then, there are a couple things that I could just knock this conversation down with, mainly because of the people that are supporting this Villager Equality Act. It's just they're straight up hypocrites themselves. They've done the same things. They continue to do the same thing. They've even tried selling off some land to me. And in fact, they have.
Are you writing it down?
Yeah, 1 second.
This person, the only fella in the whole entire server, actually, there's only 2 fellas that have not sold me any villagers, any territory, in the entire time that exists in the server, and that is our good colleague Shay, and our good colleague. I forgot your name.
David.
David.
I mean, I haven't told you any land.
You've offered it.
Oh, I'm off the zombie dungeon. That's not a village, Tim. That's not a village, Alf.
And, well, with that being said, if we are supposed to hold the mindset that villagers are equal to us, what next? Pillagers? Piglins? Zombified piglins? No. No.
Objection. This is conjecture.
This is not conjecture. This is all relevant
I will
to this
let you
whole
speak
case.
after.
This is all relevant to this case. These are all mobs. These are all territory. These are all cattle. This is not something that should be debated upon. Villagers only have a couple of mindsets, and that is sell or purchase stuff, make the noise, and maybe sometimes pick up stuff. Maybe. A portion of the time. That's no different than a pillager. That's no different than a piglin. In fact, piglins can do much more than. So why are we fighting for villager rights when we should be fighting for piglin rights? Piglins can actually defend themselves. Piglins have survival skills.
Objection.
Villagers
Change of topic.
Agree. Change of topic. This has nothing to do with.
We're not talking about piglins. We're talking about villagers.
Exactly, but that's the thing. If any one of them can defend themselves better, if any one of them can act more like us, it'll be.
Objection. This is irrelevant. If we were on the topic of cow rights and piglin rights, then we'd be talking about those. But we're talking about the rights of villagers, and comparing them to any other mob doesn't mean anything.
Compare them to other mobs who just want to show the fact that if any.
What?
Yeah, I think you just cut out, dude.
But if any one of them, if any mob in the whole entire server, but we're over here defending the actions for villagers. What in other senses do villagers have compared to us besides making a few noises and purchasing and selling some stuff? That's no difference than me going up to a piglin. But piglins can do much more, and villagers can't. And that is just
Make a new point already.
I would like to bring up the point that piglins are not naturally neutral to us. They are naturally hostile. The only time they are neutral to us is when we are wearing gold. Villagers are a neutral entity. They will, honestly, even if we attack them, they won't attack us. The only threat to us in a village is an iron golem. If as a Minecraft boomer, I'm remembering that right.
Does everybody mind if I? Does anybody mind if I take the stand?
Yes, please
Yes.
do. Al,
All right.
please take a seat.
All right, people. I'd like to thank you all for coming to this court today. I appreciate it. I do believe that we both have opinions on the topic, and I think that everyone deserves their voice. But first and foremost, thank you.
No objection. This is a serious situation.
All right. So
Overruled.
I'll address
Objection.
my colleague.
Only Snowy can overrule me. She's the judge. You're not.
I'd like to
Yes,
say
that is true.
I'll address my colleague Alfonso here, codenamed Temutoro, directly on all of his points. The first point that he made is that I wanted to give villagers the same rights as people. Now, we all admit villagers, they're not players. They're not humans. They're a part of this computer game. But they don't deserve the same rights as people. I agree with him on that. However, I don't think that they deserve to be enslaved when that's not what they want to do. If you don't trap them, they flow free throughout the village. They pick things up, they throw things down, they talk with other villagers. They even talk with the players that come into the village. We just don't speak their language. And now, his second point he made was that he tried to slander me by saying I have sold him villagers. Not once did I sell him villagers. There was one time where I sold him a village. Owning land and owning towns is nothing new, even in the real world. And buying and selling towns is nothing new. If I had millions of dollars, right now I could go out and buy a town. That doesn't mean that I'm enslaving the population of that town. That simply means I now own that town, and I am most likely responsible for that town's economy and that town's and everything else in regards to the town, infrastructure, and so on. And then he made a third point that for some reason, if we are giving rights to villagers, we should also be giving rights to piglins. My colleague David, my brother, he brings up a good point. They are not initially friendly towards us. They are hostile. But Alfonso made a good point, and I do think they deserve rights as well. But this is not the topic we're talking about. I think that these villagers have been mistreated, enslaved, kept in boxes for far too long. These boxes that he keeps them in, he plays them off as fancy resorts. But really, they're locked in, I'm pretty sure, 4x4 boxes with a bed and almost nothing else. And they are forced to do the jobs he wants. And they are enslaved and only used for their books. I'll admit, I've gone to one of these shops and purchased 2 books. Now, I'm ashamed of my actions doing that. But since this topic has come up, I have not made a single effort to go to the shops and buy books from the enslaved villagers. Now, I don't know about you all, but these villages could still have the jobs and the villagers that we need in them without them being trapped in cages. If we fortified the villages, which I would pay for the materials as well as pay for the workers in diamond blocks. Diamond blocks, yes. For fortifying these villages. And I think that a fair compromise is Temutoro Alfonso could be the sole employer for these villages. He could go out of his way to employ the villagers how he sees fit. If their villages are, instead of being enslaved, fortified and kept safe. And with that, I rest my case.
Can I say something, Judge?
Yes. You can stand on the box
Where'd you
or
get that
just
bell?
walk. What?
Where'd you get that bell?
That is not the subject, sir. Go
I gave
for
it
it,
to her.
Miranda.
You know, we treat our cattle. We put them in a box. We force breed them. We use them for what we need. That's the same thing with a villager. We put them in a box. We make them breed. We take what we need from them. That's all they are. Literally just computer bits put together and made into a humanoid thing. They're nothing. They're mindless. Literally mindless.
Simp.
Thanks for the chicken. They're mindless. Let me get up here. Mindless, I say. We take what we need from them, and that's all they are to us.
I would like to speak next. Just
Yes.
Just,
yes. Miranda,
but you know, Miranda, say
Did
what
you say
say your
everything?
piece.
Okay. And paying them is ridiculous. They are not the same as us. They're just mindless things. Literally, you can steal from them and they won't think anything of it. If you steal from us, it's war. And they're helpless too. They're helpless. They can't defend themselves. Literally, if I go to a village right now, they'll be ransacked because I killed one of those things. But yeah, they can't defend themselves. They're nothing. They're just like a pig and a cow. Mindless. I said my case.
All right. David, your turn.
Well, you know, that was. I would like to first point out that the case, the latest case made against villager rights was very, very loud and violent. Like, why can't we just civilly discuss this?
Agreed.
I agree that villagers are helpless. I mean, have you gone to the village that's attached to the tracks? You know, the snow biome one. Go there at any time, and it's swarming with mobs, be it zombies and skeletons at night, or creepers and spiders any other given time. Now, I agree with my brother. Villagers do not, well, are not the same as us, and I agree with Alf. They don't deserve the same rights. But we do need to begin treating them as if they were a separate class from most other mobs. They are not the
Agreed.
same as a piglin. They are not the same as a cattle. They are something in between. We need to start figuring something else out. I have DoorDash coming, so I'm going to sit down for a second.
All right, I want to say
Thank you.
something.
All right. Josh,
He's been
you're up.
popping up in his seat, ready to say some shit.
Oh
Hey.
shit, we're supposed to fight the Ender Dragon here in a few minutes. Fuck! Okay, alright, yeah, we do.
Yeah. Anyways, my religion does not support villager enslavement. So if you do that, I think you're a bad person.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
That's good shit right there.
Word for the record.
Hey, so another thing, if any of you want to join my religion, the religion of Safadesa, it's open. Yeah. We need to pay.
Well, Crow Ridge supports all religious freedom of every sort. If anybody wants to start a religion in Crow Ridge, they can so happily can.
Ma'am, please stop. Order in the court. I got the vote. Ahem. Joe, congratulations.
Yeah! Yeah! Chicken for everyone! Chicken for everyone! Alfonso, I'd like to say that I'd like to shake your Minecraft hand.
Can we? Okay. I'm more than happy to talk about the reforms that we need to make, that we need to pass now within the United Federation.
It was fair and civil. I want, first and foremost, action needs to be made, and you need to remove the cages.
We will talk more about the reforms that we need to make of the server.
So that is it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. The next video should be us defeating the Ender Dragon, so stay tuned for that. But like, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. So yeah, thanks for watching.
What is going on with that?
Bro, I'm just yelling, alright? Don't call me.
Joe,
He's just madly vibing.
do you need help, Joe? We can